It's Joe here, and I've got too many movies. Maybe I should watch one. Okay, I'm really excited to get to this movie for this Friday because, well, actually, I gotta make a little bit of a confession because, actually, I'm kind of cheating, actually. This is a movie that should probably be on my Too Many Movies rewatch list because it just came out and I did see it in the theaters. It was one of the biggest hits of the year. I, of course, am talking about DC's Wonder Woman. Now, like I said, I saw this movie when it came out in the theater. I'll go ahead and tell you what I thought about it. I liked it. I liked it a lot. I thought it was definitely DC's best movie to date, which really wasn't that hard to top Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice, and Suicide Squad, but they not only topped those, they topped it with an actual good movie. I liked it. But I didn't like it as much as everybody else. Okay, oh, stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it. What I was gonna say was, I didn't like it as much as everybody else, but I did very much enjoy it. I just had my problems with it, which is exactly why I was excited to finally get this. It just came out Tuesday, and I couldn't wait to rewatch it again because I wanted to see if my views on it had changed. Would I like it more, or would I like it less? So yes, I'm cheating a bit, but I just added this to my collection, so that kind of counts. Blow me, okay? So it's Wonder Woman right here, and it's Gal Gadot. See, Wonder Woman right there, and I can't wait to watch it. I'm gonna go watch it. Coffee. I'm all hyped up. I can't wait to watch it again. So I'm gonna go watch it, and I'll be right back. Bye. Okay, so I just got done watching Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman, she's a wonderful woman. She's got shit on her wrists and she's got a rope. I don't know the original theme song from the 70s. I don't remember it. I was born in 86, so sorry. So like I said, I just got done watching Wonder Woman. Did I like it more this time? Did I like it less? Well, let me get into it. As always, we start... There's no we here. It's just me. I do everything here. Me. Holy Christ, I'm losing it. As always, I start with the plot/the script. I'm not going to go in the whole, background of Wonder Woman, Diana Prince or whatever, because I've never read the comics. I've kind of seen her in some animated movies, so I'm just going to go with the plot of the movie, of course. The plot of Wonder Woman basically shows Diana Prince, shortly after the events of Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice, and she receives a photo from Bruce Wayne that was shown in that movie. Photo the actual original photo where, we saw it in the other movie, and it means something to her, we're not sure what. And we go into basically how she got to become Wonder Woman, and she grew up as an Amazon woman with all women on an island, all Amazon women on an island. Sounds terrible. But she was the only one there that kind of grew up from, a child. It's never really explained how the other women are there. I don't think it's explained, at least I didn't notice it, so I'm not really quite sure what they were there, but like I said, women on an island with no men, I'm getting a boat. But she grows up there, she really wants to be a warrior, her mom's against it, and then is, okay with it all of a sudden, and she trains, but all of a sudden, Chris Pine, he crashes down in the USS Enterprise, and shit, sorry, I'm mixing up movies. Chris Pine comes in, he's a World War I, because World War I is going on, the world is fighting the Germans, he crash lands there, and no one's been there in hundreds, thousands of years, and Nazis are right behind him, and the women fight him off, and Diana decides to go with him to fight the war because she thinks that the war is being caused by the god of war Ares, which the Amazon women have been talking about his return for a long time, and it looks like he's finally returned. So she goes with him to go and fight the war, and during this time, her and him, their relationship is, whether they fall in love or not, or, get to know each other. A lot of the misunderstandings, because she's there in Britain, during whatever 20s, you know, during the world, women weren't exactly treated very fairly. You know, thank God shit's changed, right, girls? So a lot of misunderstandings, a lot of good humor, you know, which I'll get more into later, you know, about, you know, she wants to fight, she wants to fight, she wants to fight, she wants to be a badass, and she finally gets to the war and she helps him fight, but all along she's trying to get to Ares. And during this time, there's an evil, you know, general of the Nazi army, which technically weren't they all evil? And they're making out this this kind of gas that actually would kill people even if they're wearing a gas mask, with this evil woman scientist with half of her face. She's wearing like a fake face because half her face is just she's just ugly. And that's basically the plot of the movie, because if I say anything, I don't want to ruin it for anyone who hasn't seen this movie yet. And that's basically the plot, and her, during this time, understanding human beings, understanding men, understanding even women a little bit better, understanding how the world really works, and her trying to get to Ares, whether he actually exists or not. It could be a fairy tale, it could be real, you find out. And in the end, I can say she really becomes Wonder Woman. And then we know her just like we knew her from Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. And the script of this was very well put together and much better than I remember when I saw it in the theater. I had some issues with it, and I still have some minor issues, but not nearly as bad. They felt better this time. Like I'll just say one of the bad guys, I don't want to ruin it for anybody, but one of the bad guys revealed towards the end, I had a problem with him, and I don't think they chose... Well, I'll get to that when I get to the cast and characters. But I didn't really like that and where it went with it. But I liked it a lot better this time. It was fine. It worked. It was woven in very well, better than I remember. The dialogue is very good. It's a little bit exposition heavy in the beginning. And what I mean by that is, like, it's very obviously exposition, not woven in cleverly, but there's a lot to go through. It's nitpicking. It doesn't hurt the movie. It's fine. It's just, as a film critic, as a filmmaker, you know, it's very obvious to me, but I understand it and it's fine. But the majority of the other movie, the dialogue flowed very well. Everything seemed natural. The jokes, the humor was really right on point, and a lot of it was very clever. Some was, you know, on the nose, like very obvious, but still, it was the jokes that you wanted. So I enjoyed the humor in this script a lot. And the story flowed well, you know, and I think I give a lot of that to the script. And Diana's origin story was very well from pen to paper, and I haven't really read the comics, but it seems like it was a very faithful adaptation from what I've read online, because this movie got rave reviews, which they were absolutely right. And, you know, they made Diana... You know, they made her character, which I'll get into more next, but they wrote her nearly perfectly, really. And all the characters are written perfectly. But the script for this is definitely the best DC script to date, which, again, it didn't take much, but they took their time with it and they did a great adaptation. The script was phenomenal. So next up, I talk about the cast/the characters. So the characters in this, you know, Wonder Woman, Gal Gadot, it was a little controversial when she was picked to be Wonder Woman because she's smaller, and even I thought that was kind of weird because she's supposed to be an Amazon, but she's beautiful, she's smart, you know, very intelligent, she's fierce, and just, you know, her as Wonder Woman clicked. I see what they saw now. I did before, even in Batman v Superman, she was one of the highlights. But I really get it now, because she has compassion, and there's a love in her eyes, and also a sense of I can't think of the word. Sense of shit, I can't think of the word. Naivete. Got it. I didn't go look it up or anything. I swear I didn't. I thought of it on my own. But she has a sense of naivete. She's naive, which of course she is. She's coming to this world she's never been in before. But even, you got that sense in Batman v Superman. She's you know, worldly, especially then, now in the present, but she still is a little bit naive when it comes to human beings. And that comes through very well, and it makes us... You know, it makes us love her even more. She's very relatable, and she's a great character for women and young women, and I'm so happy a female superhero like Wonder Woman was written this way. It's wonderful for cinema because it's really not been done before, at least not done well. And Chris Pine, he kind of steals the show. It's really my favorite performance of his, because he's never a jerk. he's admirable, and you admire him, and you know he's got a mission, and he's a great soldier, and he's also a spy, and you know he never treats Diana badly, and their love story is so beautiful, and you know the end of this movie this time really made me tear up, and I believed their love, and it wasn't forced in. They get a ton of time in the movie to really fall for each other, and you feel it. It makes sense. It's never forced, but his character really does steal this movie. And the side characters, like the bad guys, are all good except for one, and I can't say who it is. I don't think they picked the right actor for it. I think they should have gotten someone younger. The guy that did it, he didn't do a bad job, but I really think it was miscasting, the only miscast. The other bad guys, you know, were all fine. All the Amazon women did a great job, including the two main ones, Connie Nielsen and, I don't remember the other one, the Princess Bride. That's what I mainly know her from. Robin Wright, no longer Robin Wright Penn, because she left Sean Penn, probably because he can be a dick. But they did a great job. They're not in it for very long, mainly at the beginning, but they do a wonderful job. And the cast of characters, the people that Chris Pine's character gets to help him, his little band of soldiers. Like, I really wish I could have watched all of these characters and Diana go on adventures. Like, I wish they would do animated movies about all these characters, because I had a blast, all of them together. All three men have their own little personalities. The one they call the Chief doesn't get as much personality as the other two, but he's still memorable and he's cool. And I loved all three, and then with Chris Pine together, and you really believe that they've fought together a lot over the years, and it's just very well cast. And then with Diana all together, I loved it so much. So yeah, the casting for this movie, you know, was about as perfect as you can get, minus that one bad guy, but whatever, it doesn't hurt the film really that much. It did when I first saw it. It really almost ruined the end of the movie for me. This time, not so much. It felt a lot better, it felt a lot more natural, but I still think they should have cast somebody else, but I can go ahead and say he's probably not going to come back, so it doesn't really matter. But the characters in this, I loved every single one except for that one, and I love the cast. You know, wonderful job. And last but not least, I talk about the directing, editing, and the music. Patty Jenkins, they got a woman director to direct this, and it's not like there have never been any female directors. You know, hell, Catherine Bigelow became the first woman to win a Best Director Oscar for The Hurt Locker, well deserved. She was able to shove it in her ex's James Cameron's face and beat frickin' Avatar, because fuck Avatar. But anyway, Patty Jenkins did such a great job. Such a well-directed movie. It looks beautiful. I mean, the special effects, I don't think they're up to Marvel standards. And you may say, oh, you're a Marvel fanboy, and I'm not. I'm actually kind of more DC in terms of the comics and the characters, but I don't think DC is yet their effects are different. They're a little grainier, a little bit darker. I like that. It makes it stand out from Marvel, but I still don't think, watching it especially on a TV closer to me than watching it on a big screen, I don't think their special effects are as good, but they're still very good. It's nitpicking. But she, you know, did a wonderful job, and I'm so happy they got a woman to direct this, because it made sense. This movie meant a lot to Hollywood, to women in Hollywood, to women in general, to little girls out there. They finally have a superhero they can look up to. And of course, they could look up to Batman or Superman. It's like, well, Batman could be a woman. They have Supergirl, you know, all these, Iron Man could be a woman, I think is now, or at least was in the comics. But Wonder Woman, they've never done a great female superhero adaptation, so I love they got a female director. They obviously got the right one, because Patty Jenkins, she understood the character, she understood how to, you know, get the story over, how to make it look wonderful, understood the action. I'm so happy she's going to do the sequel, and she is now like the highest paid female director ever in Hollywood. Patty Jenkins, awesome. The editing was on point. This is the best edited DC movie thus far, bar none. I mean, I can't think of any scenes or any shots that didn't make any sense, that were wasted. You know, I couldn't think of anything that should have been cut out. They had everything in this movie. It was jam-packed full of just everything: atmosphere, story, action, love, hate, war, you know, the scenes, everything. And the editor or editors, I'm not sure, but you know, they did a wonderful job piecing this movie together, and it's near flawless when it comes to the editing. And the music is so good. I've never complained about the music in DC movies, because it's always great. Even Man of Steel, I like the soundtrack. And the Wonder Woman thing, I mean, that Wonder Woman theme is freaking kick-ass, and they wait till like the middle of the freaking movie during this huge, awesome battle scene for them to finally use it, and it's awesome. And even in the theater, I jumped up, and here in my apartment, I fucking jumped up because it's a Wonder Woman. But even besides that theme, I still think that the theme should have been brought in a tiny bit earlier when she does that freaking awesome shot of rising, you know, onto the battlefield. I think that's when it should have hit, but I kind of understand why, and it works either way. It's fantastic, but the rest of the music is perfect. It's a soundtrack that I would love to have in my collection, hopefully will, not just for the Wonder Woman song, which of course I have, you know, because that was one of the best parts of Batman v Superman. When that song came on, I was like, shit, that made up for the last 2.5 hours. That was awesome. But, you know, this movie, that song is used sparingly, which it should be, but the rest of the music is gorgeous, beautiful, best soundtrack in DC to date. So my final thoughts on Wonder Woman is, I mean, if you haven't seen it, please go and see it. I'm happy I got to see it in the theater. I'm very happy that I did decide to buy it. I mean, I wanted to buy it, but like I said, when I saw it in the theater, I didn't leave with the feeling of wanting more. I can't really explain it. I enjoyed the crap out of it. I loved it. I love Gal Gadot. I loved Chris Pine. I loved the side characters. I even, you know, enjoyed the villains except for one. And I enjoyed the story. I enjoyed how it looked. I enjoyed the action. I had a blast, but I wasn't left wanting more. Like in most Marvel movies I go and see, I'm left wanting more. And this, I've never felt that with a DC movie, and unfortunately with Wonder Woman, that's kind of how I felt. But, you know, watching it again, the script, the story was, you know, very well put together. Direction was phenomenal. The editing, the music were both phenomenal. The cast and characters were near flawless. And the movie, it may have some problems, but they're no problems that I can really think of anymore. I had some bigger issues when I saw it in the theater, but now I don't anymore. Because just watching this again, I have that feeling in my stomach. I want to watch this movie again already. And I just finished it 5-10 minutes ago. I want more. I want Wonder Woman 2. I want Justice League. I want more of the DC universe. This movie finally has me pumped up for DC movies. And now I understand why this movie got such high ratings, like a 94, 95%. I thought it was too high. I thought it was like high 80s after I saw it in the theater. But no, I get it now. Because they finally made a DC superhero movie. Not only did it star a woman, directed by a woman, and that means everything, and thank God for that, because I think it's a step in the right direction for women in the filmmaking industry. And, you know, it bothers me. It really bothers me that I didn't know for such a long time that women in filmmaking weren't taken seriously. You know, even, I understand actresses have a lot of issues, but directors and writers just treated less because of their gender, which is stupid. It doesn't make any sense, and it's not nearly as big of a problem as it once was. But I am so sick and tired of, in this world, women not being treated equally because they don't have a penis. Just because you have a penis doesn't make you better than the opposite sex. That it doesn't compute with me. It never has, and it never will. So, watching this movie, and it's making me emotional. Because I am a feminist, and I was always taught to respect women. You know, my mother, my beautiful sister, my beautiful sister-in-law, any woman in my life. Why the hell would they be less than me? It doesn't make any sense. And I love filmmaking so much, and it makes no sense to me why a woman wouldn't be treated as equally as a man, paid as much, whether it's an actress, or a director, or an editor, or a writer. And it bothers me. It really bothers me, and it's not just for filmmaking, it's everywhere. And stories that I've heard from family members, or just women I know. It's gotta stop. And as dumb as it is, that a movie like this means so much. It's about a fake, it's a superhero, someone that doesn't exist. It's actors. And it means so much. I get it. I get why this movie means so much. And it's a step in the right direction in Hollywood, but it's a movie showing how empowered really women are. And in my opinion, women are better than men. They can do one thing that men, at least for right now, until science fucks with it, they can do one thing that men can't do. So doesn't that make them better than us? And as much as I love Batman, Wonder Woman could kick Batman's ass. So I reacted a lot differently to this than I thought I would. I don't know why. But just all the crap that I read, all the crap going on in the world, and we're still treating women like this, it just needs to stop. So I'm glad there's a movie out there showing a woman kicking ass, doing it better than the guys, because they can. So there you go. So when I saw it in the theater, if I would have done a review of it then, I would have probably given this 4 out of 5. But it's leaving me wanting more. It is now my favorite DC movie and one of my all-time favorite superhero movies. And even though I do this a lot, I really don't care because I love films. I loved Wonder Woman. It gets a Just Joe rating of 5 out of 5. So thank you very much for tuning in to Too Many Movies with me, Just Joe. If you haven't seen Wonder Woman, please buy it, please see it. If you ever get a chance to see it in the theater, go watch it in the theater. It is a wonderful spectacle. I am very much now looking forward to Justice League in November, to see Wonder Woman again, and to see DC because I am pumped up as hell. And honestly, I'm probably going to rewatch this within the next couple days, maybe a couple times because I loved it that much. But you know, all the links to everything, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, the podcast I'm sometimes on with my buddy Jake, and, you know, videos about my reviews, everything else are in the description below. I will see you guys next Friday for another edition of Too Many Movies with me, Just Joe. Like I said, got too many movies, got more to watch, and I will see you in the next video. Take care. Quiet on the set.